coach. Do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them, epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. As the holiday season starts ramping up, health officials are recommending people get a flu and updated COVID-19 vaccine. According to the Department of Health Services, over 1 million Wisconsinites have received a flu shot this season, while around 500,000 residents have received an updated COVID-19 vaccine. DHS says the number of flu shots administered last month was down 13% compared to last year. Health experts recommend everyone 6 months and older get vaccinated. Busy Thanksgiving travel is ahead at Milwaukee's airport. Mitchell International says about 200,000 passengers will fly through Milwaukee between Wednesday and Sunday. Although there are no longer government shutdown-related issues, the airport strongly encourages signing up for the text alerts with your airline. Passengers should arrive 2 hours before departure, and those looking to park can use the MKE Smart Park app. New this year is the Real ID requirement and the new TSA policy that does not require passengers to remove their shoes. The man accused of killing a teenager will spend over 30 years in jail. 21-year-old Charles Robbie of Milwaukee pled guilty to first-degree reckless homicide and mutilating a corpse in October. Robbie was in a stolen car with 15-year-old Mekhi Neal when he took a gun from the teenager and shot him. Neal's body was found in a burning car with 8 gunshot wounds about an hour later. 3 other people are also charged in Neal's death. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council Show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Want to remind you to stream and watch us live like Sincere, Willie, RN, Kawanda, and that one guy are doing right now on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Just scroll down, click Watch Live, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never ever miss a show. So I heard some disturbing news today. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk about is money. Let me tell you something we don't admit out loud. Poverty has been redefined, not by politicians, not by economists, but by the real cost of living, the cost of simply surviving in America in 2025. The poverty line that the feds put out says that a family of four is in poverty if they make about $31,000 a year. Now, you and I both know that number is an idiotic joke. That's not poverty. That's impossibility. That's a number created so leaders can pretend the country is doing better than it really is. So here's a question. Do you want the real number? Anybody want the real number? In most major metropolitan cities like Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Houston, and that other city, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you now need to have what number? Zach, what number you think you need in order to just actually exist with a family of four?
Like a year?
Yeah.
At least $200,000.
$140,000 a year. Now think about this. The federal poverty line is at $31,000 for a family of four. It would be impossible to live. So if you want to avoid living paycheck to paycheck, you would need to make about $140,000 a year. You would avoid chronic financial stress and avoid being one crisis away from the edge. Now, I didn't say $140,000 to live great. I said $140,000 to make it. I didn't say $140,000 to go on vacation or save for retirement. I said $140,000 just not to be considered poor, to not have to choose which bill you can afford every month, to not have to negotiate with the pharmacy, the drugstore, the utility when your car breaks down. Well, I say let it break down. Housing alone in many of these cities, and I talked about it the other day, is between $2,200 and $3,000 a month for a decent, safe, family-sized place, which is probably in a suburb. That by itself is $30,000 a year gone, and you're talking about $31,000 for a family of four is poverty. I talked about it yesterday. Child care, 2 kids. Congratulations. That's somewhere between $18,000 and $28,000 a year, unless grandma lives next door or in the house with you. And grandma has to have what? The health to be able to keep up with 2 rambunctious children. Now you're talking healthcare premiums, out-of-pocket costs. That's another $12,000 to $20,000, but that's dependent on your plan. Is it regular PPO, high deductible, groceries for a family of 4? because you're trying to eat healthy, right? Which means it'll probably cost you more, somewhere between $1,100 and $1,500 a month. Utilities, upwards of $500. Oh, and that car that broke down, car note, insurance, maintenance, gas, that's another $12,000 to $15,000 a year. So you're in the clear, right? At least one of y'all went to college, so now we're talking student loans, credit cards, the cost of raising kids, clothes, school, supplies, activities, fees, emergencies, and that's when your kids are in public school where you don't have to pay. Before you know it, if you want to just survive, that's 6 digits. And the moment you get a buffer, the moment you try to build your savings, retirement, and all that stuff, you're looking at exactly $140,000 or more. And here's the part that should really, really bother you. Since COVID, wages didn't grow with expenses. People didn't become worse with money. We didn't become irresponsible. The system simply stopped matching reality. The American middle class used to be built on one income. Now it takes 2 incomes to break even, and we know now that's not even enough. So if you're a single parent, this math will kill you. A single parent earning $60,000, a salary that used to be stable. And remember, in order to qualify for the school voucher program in Wisconsin, it's $64,999. Well, you should, because now you're living below the real cost of living line. But yet we hear, you just need to budget better. Well, what exactly are you budgeting? A shortage? You cannot coupon your way out of a broken economy. So here's what's really happening. We have a new poverty, a hidden poverty, a working poverty, and it's not just poverty of no job, it's the poverty of having 2 jobs and still falling behind. So it's the poverty of being educated, trained, responsible, and still unable to build a life that feels stable. And that is what younger millennials and Gen Z are feeling right now. And this new poverty is hitting our community, the Black community, the hardest. Black families already face wage gaps, wealth gaps, home ownership barriers, higher debt loads, and we're feeling the squeeze 2 to 3 times deeper. So somebody says, so why does it take $140,000 today just to survive? Well, because prices went up and wages didn't, because wealth grew but workers didn't benefit, because everything costs more, but the way we measure poverty hasn't changed since 1963, except for inflation. But inflation doesn't really tell the story. The economy shifted. We're now in technology and AI. Expectations shifted. The cost of participating in society has shifted, but the measurement, the definition of poverty didn't change. And we need to realize $140,000 is not a luxury. It's the cost of a basic, everyday, stable, middle-class family. So people say, well, nobody in my family makes that kind of money. Well, guess what? Your family also didn't pay $3,000 a month for rent. They didn't pay $1,500 for groceries, $2,000 for deductibles, $50,000 school loans. They didn't need 2 cars to drive 20 miles to work because public transit, like Milwaukee, is collapsing. Most of them didn't pay $1,200 in property taxes every month, and they definitely didn't pay $1,800 for child care. But the difference is they also had pensions. They had jobs that lasted 30 years. Mortgages were $300 to $600 a month. A summer job paid for college. Health care was employee covered. And retirement didn't depend on you actually mastering the stock market. I got to tell you, that America's gone. So stop pretending that poverty looks like raggedy clothes and empty refrigerators. Modern poverty looks like a family with 2 jobs, 2 kids, 2 cars, and not 1 minute of financial peace. It looks like credit cards nobody wants but for survival. It looks like choosing which bill gets paid this month. It looks like deciding if the kids eat healthy or you keep the lights on, you keep the water running. It looks like being middle class on paper is really being broke in real life. So, Truth Nation, if you're working hard, doing everything right, following the rules, and still struggling, you're not failing. The math is failing you. The system is failing you. The definition of poverty is failing you. And it shouldn't take $140,000 not to be poor. But today it does. And until we fix that, America cannot call itself the land of opportunity. Well, not with a straight face.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
It's a big week for Milwaukee College Prep. MCP is a high-performing nonprofit charter network serving more than 2,000 black and brown scholars from K-3 through 8th grade right here in Milwaukee. And the results speak for themselves. MCP scholars are outpacing MPS average in math, ELA growth, attendance, and closing achievement gaps. This Giving Tuesday, keep the momentum going by doing your part by donating to MCP at mkeprep.com/givingtuesday2025. That's mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP or calling 414-286-8620.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. We want to say thank you to Associated Bank, a proud founding partner of the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Together, we're committed to uplifting our community by supporting local organizations and Black-owned businesses. Join us Saturday, November 29th for Truth Content as we spotlight incredible Black entrepreneurs and share their inspiring journeys. Celebrate Small Business Saturday with us. And remember, whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC. Also want to say, for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, when it comes to your home, the smartest play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com, PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ooh, I almost forgot. Want to remind you, the award-winning 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back at home today as they will look to take on the Dominican University Stars tonight at UWM Panthers Arena. Scott Warris has coverage starting at 5:30 right here on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock, so I'll be here till about 5:20-ish. Kind of like around in there. 20, 21, 23, 24, 29, something like that. So we'll be hanging out. 833-212-1017 is the number. So here's the question. Can you live off $140,000 a year? Can you do it? Can you do it? Now, some people in the talking text line scream and holler, college ain't for everybody. Just because college wasn't for you doesn't mean college isn't for other people. And you got to stop, I think it's okay to disagree, but I don't think it's okay to basically bash people who decide to go to college and do what they want to do. It didn't work out for you. It didn't work out for people, but your experience is anecdotal. I've seen over time how people have used college degrees for promotions, to make more money, to start business, to expand and grow and do great. So this thing about hands-on trades, this is me, my opinion. I think it's trash because I think you need both. And I understand that's what you're saying, but you actually need both because in the end, those with degrees are going to be the majority of the people running the companies. You want that additional experience, that additional critical thinking, and that only comes there. I don't know how to tell you that. I don't know how to, because you could come up with myriad examples of how that's not true, which I agree. There are people who have done it without a college degree. But by and large, you might think that's going to change, but it's not going to change. And what you're going to find out, and if you continue to think that, is only the elitists of the elite, educated people will be running everything. And that'll mean a minority of the people is running the entire country for the majority. Disagree? You agree? 833-212-1017. But Reginald is right. Poverty-stricken with a job is abominable. I'm just saying. Let me see what else folks are saying on here. By the way, there's a poll. If you're on YouTube, you have to log in with your email. And the poll is, should a family of four be able to live off $140,000 a year? Yes or no? Yes, budget wisely and they'll be okay. Or no, after taxes, it's not enough. So make sure you check out the poll. Let me see what folks are talking about. Dr. Ken, I have excellent life insurance. It's my wife's best interest that I kick the bucket. That one guy is that one guy. Young Money said, forgive student loans. No, let's not forgive student loans unless you do something that makes it forgivable. If you join the military, sure. Join law enforcement, fire service, become an RN, become a medical doctor, become a lawyer in the military, become a public defender, sure. A public prosecutor, sure. But just forgive loans? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that one guy is right. Go to college to progress a trade you mastered. Do both. That's what I would say. Do both. That's the one thing, if I had college to live over again, that is what I would do. I would go to college, and then I would go to a 2-year and get a trade and go from there. And you really can't say most kids aren't meant for college, because they are. The question is, what college? What type of college? And what do they study? Ms. Smith said, this country is FUBAR. We have $100 billion to give to religious organizations. I don't know what that means, but nothing for our college students. That's right there in an indication the country has its priorities messed up. It's not up to the country to pay for your education. It's up to you. The problem is, if we did elementary school the way we did college, it would be a lot more equity. They don't want to give you money to go to elementary school, but those same people will give you money to go to college. It's like college has its own built-in voucher system, but elementary school doesn't. It's just weird. And understand, conflating student loan debt and PPP loans have nothing to do with nothing. The PPP loans were for businesses and individuals to keep the country moving. And without it, we would be in dire trouble right now. So don't get that twisted. Don't just compare the money and say it's about the money, because it's way more into that. Just say our kids should not take out loans for college. It should be free. Why? If you have listen, public schools, you have no skin in the game. Homeowners are paying the tax for everybody else to go to school, including their kids. If they make enough money, they get to put their kids in private school and pay for public school, or send them to public school. Some of the public schools are not good. So when you say paying for college for free, for what? That's your choice. You don't have to go to college. It's a choice you made. Elementary school is compulsory to age 16. You got to go. You got to get at least 2 years of high school. I think it should be 2 years of college, but, clearly nobody wants to go. But we're not paying for it for free, because somebody has to pay for it. And that money you think is going to trickle down from all these quote-unquote billionaires, well, first of all, it's not enough of them. And two, if you took all their money, it wouldn't hold a candle. It wouldn't touch the amount of money you'd have to pay for college. And so if you had to pay it for college, then that means everybody in the college, you get to wear that down, and let me see, you can't have this extra thing, and you can't have sports teams, and you can't, so the breakdown of colleges in America would be catastrophic. But nobody thinks about that. LT said, when making a decision about college or trade schools, speak to a professional, cause people's bias is showing. And some of those professionals' bias is showing too. Those who didn't go to college will tell you not to go. Well, here's the kicker. I say do both. I say split the difference. I say if you want to go get a trade, get a 2-year college degree with the trade. Then if you decide you want to go back, go back. Young Money said, I don't understand. Yes, the college graduates who are working for those businesses don't deserve anything. And then Young Money said, oh no, a billionaire won't be able to buy another $100 million yacht. That's not for you to say. My money doesn't belong in your pocket. If you want the money, you go to work, you struggle, you fight, you start the business, you make the millions or billions, and then you can spend it the way you want. But what you can't do is tell somebody else what they're going to do with their money that they earned after they paid taxes. Just like you. That is none of your business. If they want to go buy 10 $100 million yachts and they can afford it, they can. The problem is most people aren't willing to go through what they need to go through to get what they want to get. You're lazy. Lazy. And then you get mad at other people who have what you want, and you want them to give it to you. Well, that's not going to happen. Your thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number. You want to live in a society, pay those taxes. They are. So they pay on their personal income, they start a business, and they pay taxes on every single employee every time they pay your salary. Do you actually read your pay stub? And what do you mean pay more? Pay what more? Okay, you totally missed the point. Ms. Smith said we spend billions and billions of dollars supporting churches and other religious organizations. How? How? Help me out with that. How? We should stop doing that and invest in our young people. Here's your problem. You think I can take money, like only this money, if we didn't pay that, then it would help young people. No. Young people need to learn how to step to the line and say, I'm ready to commit myself and be dedicated and get this done. I'm not wasting my money on you if you're not even willing to study. I can't trust you to come to school when it's free. Why would I trust you with money and send you to college so you can trick it off and not do anything with it? Get out of here. You just want everything for free. You believe in that socialism nonsense. And the only thing they'll have is those same rich people who are telling you to follow. Think about the group of people that are in whatever city, whatever county, whatever level of politics, who are millionaires telling you to follow socialism so that you can get something for free, and they're not even paying enough taxes for. They're part of the problem too if you're arguing that. And that'll never happen. And it's failed in every single country we've had. America's no different. Young Money said, I'm a product of government programs, SNAP, Head Start, and Pell Grants. No, you're not. You're a product of you woke up and took your behind to school and graduated if you went to college. But you did it. And these government programs are meant to help people. These government aren't programs to live on. You can't live off of SNAP. Head Start is funded because everybody went to Head Start. The government, that's the money you sent to Washington. You need to understand how the government works and how money works. Head Start is funded by the federal government because everybody gets to go to Head Start if they want. You're in public school. It's not poverty driven. They give a cut based on how many kids go to school. That's money that people in the area that work send to Washington, and then they dole it out. SNAP is the only thing, food stamps, that's the only thing that's given to people based on poverty. Pell Grants are given to people based on poverty, but you got to actually go to school. And if you trick that off, feds might come after you too. So you might want to be careful. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, give me a call if you want to argue, if you want to discuss, if you want to kick it around, if you want to chop it up. I'm only here another hour. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Well, still dealing with an accident westbound 94 at 35th Street off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. It's going to be a slow one from 27th Street all the way past that scene, all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound side, still backing up from 84th Street to Hawley. Southbound on the bypass, we've got delays from the Zoo interchange past Greenfield Avenue. Lets up a little bit until you get to Lincoln, and then it stays kind of heavy all the way down through the Hale interchange to about Forest Home. Also seeing delays on the northbound Rock Freeway from Highway 100 into the Hale interchange as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, chance of rain or snow mix, blustery with a low of 32. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, windy, snow showers likely with a high of 38, falling to 32 by 4 p.m. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. And I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks fell at home to the Portland Trailblazers on Tuesday night, 115 to 103. The leading scorer for the Milwaukee Bucks is Bobby Pearce with 22 off the bench. Doc Rivers on what the team needs to do better.
Clearly ball movement, because I think right now we're easier to guard. We're trying to run too many pick and rolls. We don't get off the ball. So, yeah, we're thinking about it. We know what we need to do. We just got to be able to execute it.
The Bucks are back in action tomorrow, traveling to Miami to take on the Heat. And the University of Milwaukee Panthers are back in action tonight, taking on the Dominican University Stars. The Panthers trying to get back on the winning side after dropping 3 straight. Tip-off tonight is at 6 p.m. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Something's got a hold on me lately, though I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ms. Smith said, how? Tax-exempt subsidies, grants. How is tax exemption a subsidy? You realize the things and the people that wouldn't get helped and the people that wouldn't get fed or clothed or housed without tax exemptions? You have to motivate people in order to give. One of the grants, so we shouldn't give people grants? Okay. We'll see how long you last. I say let's just cut it out. Let's just stop taxing people, and whatever money you have, you keep. You spend it on what you want, you go where you want, you do what you want, and there's no tax. First thing happens, city government shuts down, county government shuts down, federal government shuts down, you have total anarchy. So go ahead, knock yourself out.
Knock yourself out. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mari said, Dr. Ken, excuse me if you already covered this. I just tuned in. If not, what is your feeling about Department of Defense severing ties with scouts, arguing national security concerns? I didn't hear about that. So I can't really comment on it. So, and if they did, they did. Okay. Okay. Fawn said, I was offered a substantial PPP loan, didn't need it. More people got wood fences during that time, as you know. So we were straight. I'm glad we turned it down. And for some people, it actually helped. It actually helped. And yes, I did see the picture of that 43-year-old guy that was with Morgan Geiser. So talked about it, done with it. Somebody said why billionaires should pay more. I don't know what that means. Is that a comment? Is that a question? Or is that a statement? I don't know what that is. Billionaires create jobs, hire people, keep entire economies. You do understand that if you didn't have a billionaire like Bill Gates and Paul, what is Paul's last name? Anyway, in Seattle, you wouldn't have a Seattle. The entire town of Redmond probably wouldn't exist, and the majority of the people would have to pay significantly more in tax. Oh, wait a minute. They don't have tax. So they don't pay income tax in the state of Washington because the companies pay so much tax that and hire so many people that spend so much money that the local tax covers everything else. So if you don't understand how taxes work, maybe we need to get somebody in here in the new year to really explain how income tax works for business, for nonprofits, for corporations, for individuals, LLCs, all that. Ms. Smith said, you asked how we support religious organizations, how we give them billions of... Who gives them billions? What are you talking about? Unless they write for a grant and get one, most people give out of their pocket and take the tax deduction. What are you talking about? Like, what are you connecting that makes you think that if we shut off nonprofits, all of a sudden, like there are some things you don't want the government doing for you. You want to know, do you really want the government to feed you? The SNAP program ain't great. Free breakfast and free lunch ain't great. I've had to eat both of them growing up, so I don't know. I don't know. And then I guess an argument would be, yeah, but that was too far back in the past. Oh, okay. L. Dawson said, often people are making decisions based on their personal experiences instead of looking at what are the root issues to deal with. We all have the ability to build more, put some skin in the game. Couldn't have said it better. Because that's what you have to do. You have to step up and be responsible for yourself and your family. If you just stop this, and listen to what I'm saying, I'm putting it in quotes, community nonsense first, community should be last. Because if you're not taking care of your family, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not taking care of your kids, bump the community. The community can go kick rocks. You take care of your family. But amazingly, if everybody in a community takes care of themselves and takes care of their kids and takes care of all that, guess what will happen? I believe they'll have more caring for their fellow man and woman and the children that don't have. Then you start to think about those cousins and nieces and nephews that don't have it if you can assist them. But don't spread everything you have out to everybody else. And then when you don't have anything left, complain that the government is supposed to kick in and give you what you didn't earn. Share profit with somebody that didn't work. We know that will not work. That is why some people are poor to this day. And while it's a small fraction of them, maybe 3, 4, 5%, it's enough. And if I'm going on my own personal experience, Lord knows if I can do it from the family I came from, where one side of the family was slamming and great, and the other side of the family was dirt poor. Well, we were dirt poor. and didn't get the resources that all of my other cousins got. Hand-me-down cars, hand-me-down clothes, private education from kindergarten all the way through college, or at least high school. Catholic education from kindergarten, Head Start, kindergarten, all the way through 12th grade. And you wonder, how can my cousin, who's from a quote-unquote broken home with a single parent, who doesn't work, and a father who lives in another city, go to get a full Catholic education in Milwaukee from 4K to 12th grade and graduate from one of the coldest Catholic all-girls schools in Chicago? How'd that happen? Should I have been mad? Should I have been upset? Should I have, oh my God, they have and I don't? No. And I'm not saying, stand up and, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, but that's what you're going to have to do initially. Initially, you're going to have to actually do the work. Sure, you can mentor a kid, you can help a kid, you can tutor a kid, but the kid has to go take the test themselves. It has to. They have to. And then you build that confidence, you build that energy, and you grow. And you figure out, wow, I can do this. Yes, you can. All you need is one teacher that believes you can, and you can do it. Because that's what happened to me. Mississippi said, I'm confused. Didn't Dr. Ken say we cannot call our country the land of opportunity so that we point out problems with this country? And he argues every point. Because the problem is not in a silo by itself. Yes, we have problems with this country. Yes, it's too expensive. So what do? Today, your goal should be driving to, understanding what was just said, I need to work towards $140,000, $150,000 of household income in order to be middle class and make sure my kids make it. That should be the goal. It's kind of simple. And not everybody has the same success. That's not how life is, because we're not all the same. We don't have the same strengths. We don't have the same weaknesses. You do you. And I'm going to do me. Some people are more successful than others. I know I got to go to break, but I ain't talked to this dude in a while. Tony, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Where you been, man? Where you been? I ain't nobody to argue with. I got people smacking me around. Miss Smith is smacking me around. Young Money smacking me around. L. Dawson got my back for a little bit. I mean, I'm getting Reginald. Everybody smacking me around. What's going on?
You know what? I'm just preparing for the end of the year. That's what I'm doing. So I've been kind of busy going back and forth out of town to handle a property outside of Wisconsin. So just trying to get that taken care of.
Billionaire.
Work is. No, that's
billionaire.
not me. I'm not.
I smell a billionaire.
Rich gang. That's not me. That's not me. But yeah, I had to chime in, Dr. Ken, because I feel like, one, we need each other. And you were saying something that stuck out to me about having, those that have degrees and then those that don't. And I personally, those that have degrees will be calling on ones that don't have degrees. Your plumbers, your electricians, your HVAC guys.
Correct.
So it's just like, we all need one another in it, and I feel.
But what do you mean by that? We all need one another. What does that mean?
What it means is that we need those architects. You're going to go to school to become an architect, to build these buildings, to build this infrastructure. And the ones that don't have the degrees are the ones that's going to be building those architecture designs, those roads, those bridges.
But is that need? Or is that just part of the economy? That's just part of the economy.
No, that's a need.
Okay.
So, and that's where, this is where I disagree, is that and when we have become stifled in this society as individualism versus community is how you take care of one another to make sure that you don't have the things that we have in this country and the detrimental things that we have in this country. People's mental health deteriorate because we're not making sure that we can focus on people's mental health versus work instead of what's most important. What's most important to most people aren't probably the sum.
So I'm playing devil's advocate. How is your mental health my issue?
Because somebody else's mental health is our issue because that spills over to situations like, well, how did this happen? Well, how did that happen?
How was that my problem?
That person got stabbed.
How is that my problem?
Because it spills.
That's not my problem if somebody else didn't take care of their mental health. Why am I putting that on my plate and carrying that baggage around with me? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, it's fine. Because what happens is it spills over.
What if it doesn't spill over?
Society.
What if it doesn't?
It always will.
I'm not in control of regular society. The only person I'm in control of is me. So how can you say I'm going to be made responsible for something somebody else does that interrupts society? I'm not responsible for 5 people that got shot and killed last weekend.
No, you're not. You're definitely not on that aspect. What I'm saying is something drove whomever that was to kill 5 people.
How is that my problem?
Because of something.
How is that my problem?
Because something was missed.
How is that my problem?
I'm like, you give me that.
Well, hurry up! I got time. It's running out. Chop chop.
All right. So if we don't take care of those things that we feel like that's not our issue, it will eventually become our issue.
How am I going to take care of somebody shooting somebody somewhere else where I'm not even at 2:00 in the morning? How? You got 30 seconds because I got to take a break.
Okay, so it doesn't just start with that person doing that. There's a build-up to it. And so that build-up to it was caused from another reason, another reason.
You were not answering my question, dude. Bruh. You are not answering my question. That's a trash answer. That's. You want to hold on till after the.
I got to run, Dr. Ken, but I will.
Call me next week.
All right. Hey, enjoy your Turkey Day.
You mean Thanksgiving?
Well, I call it Thanksgiving.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. You make time for everyone else. Family, work, everything in between. Now it's time to take care of you. If you're 45 to 64 and don't have insurance or your plan doesn't cover screenings, you may qualify for free mammograms and Pap tests through the City of Milwaukee Health Department's Breast and Cervical Cancer Awareness Program. Call 414-286-2133 to see if you're eligible. Real self-care starts with your health, and early detection saves lives. Funded by Wisconsin Well Woman. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/wellwoman.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Miss Smith said, stop supporting the greedy rich. So if you get rich and you have money, you're greedy. And what makes you greedy? Because you should give it to them. And invest in the community and education. I already do. It's called paying taxes. Like, I don't understand. So people don't feel desperate to the point where they don't value life. So it's my fault that you act a fool? Like, you know, that makes no sense. Do you even have a job? That makes absolutely no sense. That makes no sense. None. It's easy to say that about somebody else who's doing the work and getting the reward, that they're greedy. Are there some greedy people? Sure. But if you work hard, you'll do it. I literally got 1 minute. That one guy, what you want? What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Well, we got what's up? We got 1 minute, so yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving. Now you got 45 seconds. What's up?
It's all right. We can show for 45 seconds. So let's talk about.
So didn't you call to say you had something to say?
I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to agree with you. I wanted to agree with the other guy too, but I don't want to argue for 45 seconds, 30 seconds.
Well, now you got
yeah, man.
35 seconds.
That's all right, man. We get to be together for 35 seconds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you much. I appreciate it. 833-212-1017 is number. Ms. Smith said the greedy get rich off the backs of their employees who they don't even pay a living wage to. Really? How many of them? You don't even know. You don't even have any numbers, no data, no statistic, no nothing is how you feel.
Bruh.
Which means nothing. So I'm still waiting. And how much money do you have to make to be rich? Young Money said, Dr. Ken is bought and paid for. By who? By who? It's not my fault you have an issue with success. It's not my fault you have an issue with people that worked hard and sacrificed. You know what that's called? Get a life.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube, where strong voices meet strong opinions.
The district had as a whole was 59.5. That was awful. It was bad. But it is not just the MPS story. It is a story for the city of Milwaukee when you talk about some of these schools. So when we talk about the state of education, we just can't always talk about MPS. We got to talk about Milwaukee as a whole and why there are so many failing schools in Milwaukee. But we bash MPS, understand it is beyond MPS. MPS just has to educate your kids. But I love the fact that we have a new superintendent that is acknowledging that these scores are not good enough. I love the level of accountability. Casellia said in response to the results, she said, we need to grow more and faster to truly meet and exceed the expectations that our families and community have for us and the expectations we have for each other as educators. Our new literacy plan is the first step towards a stronger growth. And I love it.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from 12 to 1, streaming live on YouTube and on 101.7 The Truth.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. As the holiday season starts ramping up, health officials are recommending people get a flu and updated COVID-19 vaccine. According to the Department of Health Services, over 1 million Wisconsinites have received a flu shot this season, while around 500,000 residents have received an updated COVID-19 vaccine. DHS says the number of flu shots administered last month was down 13% compared to last year. Health experts recommend everyone 6 months and older get vaccinated. Busy Thanksgiving travel is ahead at Milwaukee's airport. Mitchell International says about 200,000 passengers will fly through Milwaukee between Wednesday and Sunday. Although there are no longer government shutdown-related issues, the airport strongly encourages signing up for the text alerts with your airline. Passengers should arrive 2 hours before departure, and those looking to park can use the MKE Smart Park app. New this year is the Real ID requirement and the new TSA policy that does not require passengers to remove their shoes. The man accused of killing a teenager will spend over 30 years in jail. 21-year-old Charles Robbie of Milwaukee pled guilty to first-degree reckless homicide and mutilating a corpse in October. Robbie was in a stolen car with 15-year-old Mekhi Neal when he took a gun from the teenager and shot him. Neal's body was found in a burning car with 8 gunshot wounds about an hour later. 3 other people are also charged in Neal's death. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you,
They can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before I dive in, let me check the talking text. Let me check the talking text line because I've been getting beat up. Fawn said, I look out for my kids first, and then next to them, my nieces and nephews. I got a lot. I got 10 siblings, and every one of the besides got one kid. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Plus yours? Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. Young Money says, sometimes you got to talk to the older gen and tell them what they were told to believe is wrong. Like what? Like what? Tell me what I believe is wrong. Here's the problem with that. You have an untested idea or belief about something that other people who are older, it's tried, true, tested, and worked for them. That means it would actually work for you. The problem is you think you know more than somebody who's older than you and has the historical knowledge and the depth and the experience. So then when you think you're right and then you fail, you give up and you expect us to pay for it? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Bought and paid for. By who? If anything, I bought and paid for myself. I worked hard myself. Did things that became successful myself. Had help along the way? Absolutely. Mentors? Absolutely. But in the end, what's happening is that you are not that what worked for them and think they works for you. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Anyway, you're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Number 5.
Well, Viola Fletcher. Anybody know who Viola Fletcher is? She is the oldest survivor of the 2021 Tulsa race riots, which claimed the lives of over 300 people and seared an ugly memory for generations of black Oklahomans and black America. Well, she's passed away at the age 111. Tulsa Mayor Monroe Nichols confirmed Fletcher's passing, saying Fletcher endured more than anyone should. He said, today, our city mourns the loss of Mother Viola Fletcher, a survivor of one of the darkest chapters in our city's, and I would dare say, country's history. He wrote on Instagram, Mother Fletcher endured more than anyone should, yet spent her life lighting a path forward with purpose. Mother Fletcher carried 111 years of truth, resilience, and grace. And as a reminder of how far we've come and how far we still must go. She never stopped advocating for justice for the survivors and descendants of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. And I hope we all can carry forward her legacy with the courage and conviction she modeled every day of her life. So we want to say condolences to the family and the citizens of Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you don't know about the Tulsa Race Massacre and Race Riot, you might want to do some history. Oh, wait a minute. You actually got to go to school for that. My bad.
Number 4.
From Sand.com, a copy of Superman #1. Now, you know I got some comic books at home when I've been going through them and cataloging them and doing all that stuff. Well, spent decades tucked away in a dusty attic, has become the most expensive comic book ever, fetching $9.12 million at a Texas auction house.
Damn!
The surprise discovery was made by three brothers sorting through their late mother's San Francisco home, hidden in a cardboard box beneath brittle newspapers and layers of dust. Sat a pristine first edition Superman comic from 1939, one of the rarest and most sought after issues in existence. I wonder what Mama doing right now. Screaming, "I cannot believe it!" Okay, I'm sure she's happy. I'm sure she's very, very happy for her kids.
Number 3.
From thegrio.com, President Donald Trump accused half a dozen Democratic lawmakers of sedition, punishable by death after all veterans of the armed forces and intelligence community called on U.S. military members to uphold the Constitution and defy illegal orders. This is a dumb statement by President Donald Trump because it is literally illegal to actually follow an illegal order. Like, you're actually told that when you're sworn in. You don't follow illegal orders. There was a 90-second video first posted early last Tuesday, Senator Alyssa Slotkin's X account. In it, six lawmakers, Slotkin, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Representatives Jason Crow, Chris DeLuzio, Maggie Goodlander, and Chrissy Houlihan, spoke directly to U.S. service members who Slotkin acknowledges are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Are they really? Well, the American people need you to stand up for our laws and our Constitution. So, personally, I think the Department of Defense and the DOJ are wrong in this instance. You got to stop going after people because you don't like what they said or what they did. Bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you think. I'm just saying. It really doesn't matter what you think. If you give an unlawful order, you should not have to follow it. Period. End of story. Full stop. Especially if it goes against the Uniform Code of Military Justice, I think. Interesting.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, an Oak Creek camera shop was swindled not once, but twice in a couple days. So, the owners of Impulse said two men rented more than $34,000 worth of equipment and then ghosted them, but surveillance captured them inside the store. One man came in on November 13th and the other on November 17th. Travis Garsky, who owns the store with his brother, said everything seemed legit. They were like, yeah, I have 3 photo shoots lined up this weekend. Garsky said the men claimed to work for legitimate photography companies, showed identification, and their credit cards went through for the pay for the rental. The men rented 4 cameras, 5 lenses between the 2 of them. But when it came time to bring it back, they were gone. The phone number was disconnected. I couldn't charge the card anymore. And as I started to look into the person, all the information seemed to be fake. Garsky said he also contacted the companies the man claimed to work for. They responded right back to us immediately saying, I'm sorry, this is not me. It's a big hit for the family business right now for the holidays. He said he hopes to get the equipment back, but more than anything, he wants to protect other stores. I don't know what to say. I say you got to pay for it in full and you get your money back. And do you have insurance? I'm hoping they do. Well, one can only hope.
Number 1.
This from TMJ4.com. Great news. The Milwaukee Common Council voted unanimously today to override Mayor Cavalier Johnson's veto of Amendment 95, restoring $8 million in new capital funding to replace the fire department's aging fleet. Last week, as you know, Johnson initially proposed $2 million for the fleet, then offered a $6 million compromise and wanted to get credit for it. Go out and get a loan and pay for it. Tuesday's override aims to correct long-term underinvestment in the fire department's equipment budget and to prevent future public safety failures, and reinstates the full amount adopted November 7th. That's according to a release from Alderman Peter Burgellis. So I want to say congratulations. They said public safety is not negotiable, and it cannot be funded on half measures or hope. Today, the Common Council refused to gamble with people's lives, said Alderman Peter Burgellis, author of Amendment 95. This city has spent years kicking the fire department's equipment needs down the road. That approach has put our firefighters and our residents one mechanical failure away from disaster. That ends today. So congratulations, City Council. I think you did an absolutely great job. And here's the kicker. I'll gladly pay extra. I'll gladly pay extra in my taxes. I don't know, $4, $5, $10. I pay $100 in order to make absolutely sure public safety is above all. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, when it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. Two tough ones for Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at WeEnergies.com. We Energies, people you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Security Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What's going on? Thanks for hanging on. But before you do, I just want to remind people that it is 49 degrees outside. We're supposed to have some weather coming up over the next few days, so y'all might want to, hunker down. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, the next 2 days is going to be nasty.
Yep.
But yeah, just listening to you tonight, man, I just had to call in and I'm shocked and applaud you. That's the first time you said something and not make excuses with Trump.
That's not true. That's not true.
He can't push well, it's the first time I've heard it and I had to call because he can't shoot no orders out there that's illegal and expect the military guys to obey it.
Well, nobody can. Nobody can. Not even in the military.
And that's in writing, right?
Right.
Right. And you just said it. It's in writing. And you can't do that. Trump want to do that, man. And so now he want to, and what he say? He say death toward anybody that don't obey his orders, man.
You can't listen to his nonsense hyperbole. If you notice, nobody supported him. Nobody went, yeah, that's right. Like nobody quoted no senator, no congressman, no. People are like, what? Because all the people that voted for him, half of them are veterans. They was like,
Dr. Ken, this guy is losing it. Yeah, he's losing it.
Technically, watch this.
He's losing a lot
technically,
of votes.
he's not because he's still president. So
yeah, he's still president right now. But the midterms gonna show everything. So
we don't know that.
Hey, but man, these Democrats
Time out. We don't know that because y'all said the same thing about him winning the presidency. So
that's true. So, I'm gonna admit it. But I just kind of think where we headed right now, everybody's saying the affordability thing, and we on the wrong track.
So watch this. So if we're on the wrong track, then what are we doing and what are we asking for when we get back on the right track? Because we, as a black community, will vote in Democrats, never ask for anything. And our community, even in Milwaukee, is worse off today than it was before Trump ever got in office. So I don't get too flips about Trump. Don't care.
Right.
I'm just saying, what are we asking for? Well, we just feel
man.
good.
Every day we look around. Every day we look around, it's violence, it's killing still. Like
in
I
a
told
city
Terry
that's
Lowe,
Democratic.
Hey, go call your boy and get them troops up here. Right.
Well, I don't know if I want all that.
Every day is something. Yeah.
I don't know if I want all that.
Yeah, because then it starts trying to be like stop and frisk toward us and stuff. So, well, we just gonna see, man. But I just had to call Dr. King because I thought you was gonna make something toward him saying that. So I appreciate you.
All right, thank you much. Work. But you remember when I said wrong is wrong and right is right. If I agree, I agree. If I don't, I don't. I've called out everybody. So I don't know what your point is. Let me see if I can squeeze Millicent in. What you got, Millicent? How are you? And happy Thanksgiving.
I just want to happy holidays to everybody. I just wanted to say this. Has anyone thought about the fact that maybe the American experiment is over and it's just time for America to go away? How about if they start bombing us like they do Ukraine?
We bomb them back.
You think we could survive that?
Yes.
No.
Wait, you asked me a question. You can't negate it by saying no. You asked me a question.
No, what I'm saying, though, is we might bomb them back, but the people in America are so soft that we wouldn't be able to survive that.
Yeah,
I don't think Americans, if a bomb went off right now in Chicago, just blew a whole bunch of stuff up, I believe people in Milwaukee would be scared and start killing themselves.
I think we handled 9/11 just fine. There was some drama
9/11, that was a different thing.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No,
yes, it was.
No,
it was. 9/11.
You don't have any faith in humans, do you? Do you have any faith in human beings?
No.
Or faith?
I have faith, but I also know that it's time for this American experiment to be over.
So then why don't you just leave? So why don't you just leave and go somewhere else then?
No, I don't need to leave.
Well, no,
I
you
just
said it's
want
over.
to know that it's over. I want it to be over. I want the American experiment to be over.
But what you going to replace it with? What are you going to replace it with?
No, I'm saying, Dr. Ken, it'll be over.
Then what are you going to replace it with?
We might be taken over by a third world country.
Oh, my God, that's not
Wouldn't that be nice?
No, it wouldn't.
Why not?
What you
that
gonna
would
do?
be nice.
What are you going to do?
I wouldn't mind being part
There'll
of
be
the
no radio
African
stations to call. There'll be no.
I know, but you know what? You got to be careful when you call them now because people block you if you don't say what they agree with. So it's not
I don't
like
do that.
you can freely call.
I don't do
No,
that.
not you, but I am speaking to somebody. But they do. So if we just let the American experiment go, let's start all over. Let's do something different. Let it go. And then let's see if we can do better the next time.
All right.
No?
All right.
All right.
Say so. That's what I got to put up with. Lord have mercy. Get rid of it. Throw it out. Get rid of everybody. Throw the bums out. I ain't throwing myself out of America. Land of the free, home of the brave. About 40%. Because, yeah, some of us are still working on it. I want to say thank you for hanging with me this abbreviated edition of Truth in the Afternoon. It's been great hanging out. Poll results say what? You got them?
Yeah, 71% of people say that a family of four should be able to live off of $140,000 a year, and then 29% say it's not enough.
All right. Well, there you have it. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. UW Panthers basketball is up next. Make sure you hang out for Scott Roars right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. Deuces. I'm out.
Be quiet.